Hey guys, it's Will. It's Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thank you for finding us. Welcome. It's nice to meet you. If you can subscribe, that'd be a huge help. Thank you so much. You can give us a comment, thumbs up, all that fun stuff. What are we here to talk about today? Criterion Collection. Hell yeah. So Criterion announced a new Hong Kong title. And then on top of that, there's been a kind of a tease or a leak or whatever of another Hong Kong title that is suspected to come out soon. Well, I guess more to be announced soon. From Criterion. So the one that we know for sure is coming out, and it's coming out in June of 2022. It's called Rouge, and this is a film that stars two of the biggest movie stars of like the classic, calling it golden era of Hong Kong cinema, which is Maggie Cheung and Leslie Cheung. It was directed by Stanley Kwan. And this is really kind of a drama, like art house film. So it's not an action film, it's not a martial arts film. This is a film, I have not seen this film before, but I'm very, very excited to check it out. I'm really excited to look kind of outside of action, thrillers, martial arts, like heroic bloodshed type of films and see more of Hong Kong cinema. I love Wong Kar-wai, and I've seen, like, I'm watching some An Hui films these days, Boat People, Story of Wu Viet, stuff like that. So I'm really, really excited for this film to come out, to be able to get my hands on the Criterion edition, to review it for you guys and everything. So let me just tell you what this film is about, because as I said, I'm not super familiar with Stanley Kwan's work, so it'd probably be easier if I just read this to you from the Criterion website. Canto Pop Superstar, oh, it's Anita Mui, excuse me. I said Maggie Cheung, but I meant Anita Mui. So there you go. Canto Pop superstars Anita Mui and Leslie Cheung display the androgynous magnetism that made them icons as doomed lovers in this emblematic film of Hong Kong's second new wave. Directed by pioneer and queer melodrama master Stanley Kwan, Rouge bridges past and present in its tragic romance between a humble courtesan and the wayward scion of a wealthy family who embraced death by suicide pact amid the opulent tea houses of 1930s Hong Kong. And then there's like a parallel narrative that takes place, I think, in the future as well. So this is a director-approved special edition, and the bonus features include a new 4K digital restoration approved by director Stanley Kwan with uncompressed monaural soundtrack on Blu-ray, alternate 5.1 surround soundtrack presented in DTS HD master audio on the Blu-ray, new conversation with Kwan and filmmaker Sasha Chuck, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, Yin and Yang, or Yang and Yin, Gender in Chinese Cinema, a 1997 documentary by Kwan exploring the representation of queerness and LGBT identity in Chinese films. So I've actually heard of this movie before, this documentary. So the fact that that's included on here as a bonus feature is super exciting for me. And probably what I would do when I pick this up is review those films separately, because they're full-length films. So rather than try to do one review of the Blu-ray that would be like 40 minutes long, right? As I did with the Skinny Tiger Fatty Dragon release, which had a full documentary as a bonus feature, break those apart so it's a little easier to digest. And then Still Love You After All These Years, a 1997 memoir film by Kwan about his Hong Kong identity. So 1997 obviously being the year in which Hong Kong passed from Britain to China. So it was a very big year, and you see it mentioned a lot in Hong Kong cinema, and it kind of hangs over a lot of films from that era. For instance, Happy Together, the Wong Kar-wai film, which was specifically designed to kind of thematically wrap around the idea of the handover and identity and stuff like that. A trailer, new English subtitle translation, plus an essay by film programmer and critic Dennis Lim. And the new cover is by Jason Reich, as I believe how you pronounce that. So there you go. That's Anita Mui, that's Leslie Cheung, that's Rouge, and that comes out, like I said, in June 21st of 2022, and that is a release I'm very excited about, and I will definitely be picking up. I might wait until the Barnes & Noble July sale. In the US, Barnes & Noble does a July Criterion sale, I believe, where it's 50% off all Criterion releases. So I will pick that up in July maybe and review it. So that's something you can look forward to then. And then it has also been teased that Criterion will be putting out Heroic Trio. This is really exciting. So this is a, it's a Johnny To movie, right? And it's from the 90s. And I'm just going to, you know what I'm doing? I'm just Googling it so I can tell you exactly when it came out. It came out in 1993. And it stars Anita Mui, Michelle Yeoh, and Maggie Cheung. And then Anthony Wong is in this film, Damien Lau. And it's kind of just like a classic superhero versus villain kind of movie. It's very well known in Hong Kong cinema. If you haven't seen it before, it's probably pretty easy to find DVD or something like that if you want to just check it out. Or maybe it might be on, at some point I think it was on either Prime or Netflix in the US, like pretty recently. So it's around and it's available and you can see it. But like I said, it's a pretty famous movie. Johnny To, Michelle Yeoh, Anita Mui, and Maggie Cheung. Like, I mean, come on. Like, how would that not be a famous movie, right? Like, even if it was a terrible movie, it would be famous because of the pedigree involved. But it's not a terrible movie. So that apparently is also coming out at some point from Criterion. It has been kind of teased and people are aware of the fact that it's out there. I think Janus Films is remastering it and showing it in theaters. So that's how, because that's usually what happens with these Criterion releases. Like you'll see like a Janus Films remaster and kind of like select theaters in New York and LA kind of thing. Like that happened with Dragon Inn. I saw Dragon Inn in theaters maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. It was maybe 7 years ago at this point. And then the Criterion Blu-ray came out not long after that, right? That happened with Police Story as well. And so it's pretty common. So my name is Will. This is Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. Drop in the comments whether or not you're excited about these releases, whether or not you will be picking them up, what other Hong Kong films you want Criterion to release. It seems really kind of random what they're choosing to release right now. I almost wonder if they're testing the waters because Hong Kong cinema is selling really well on Blu-ray right now. And they're like, okay, well, we put out the Jackie release. We put out Once Upon a Time in China. We did Boat People. We did One Car Away. Let's try like some more Arthouse. Let's try some more action, see what sells and find a path forward from there. I really don't know what the design of these releases is. But regardless of that, I'm very excited that they're coming out. So like I said, I'm Will. It's Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. As always, I thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.